Guys, so it's part 2 of how God blessed me with the job that he wanted me to have. This video, I ended out talking about how I was fired after being late for years and the grace running out. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys about what I went through after being fired from a job or a company that I had worked for almost 10 years. At that time it was about 8-9 years, and the identity crisis that I suffered from. So this happened in November of 2019. I had started a cleaning business September or October. I think it may have been September of the same year, so a couple months before. And my plan was to go part-time with the job that I was working and go part-time cleaning. It didn't work out that way. I ended up getting booted out before I could do that. So to be for real, to be honest, like, getting fired wasn't like such a bad thing to me, because the way that I was thinking was, if I get fired, they can give me unemployment and I can just do my business full time while I'm getting unemployment. That's literally how I was thinking. I'm not gonna lie. I was believing God for unemployment, and I literally got denied of unemployment after working for that company for so long. I literally could not believe it. And that's when things switched, and that's when my faith kind of got rocky. I felt like this was the first time where I really put all my trust in God, and I felt like he straight, like, wow, like, didn't come through for me. I was like, was this something that I did wrong? I was reporting my wages. I was reporting what I was doing. When you're trying to get unemployment, you report what jobs you've been applying to and all of that type of stuff. I felt like I was doing my part, and I felt like I was believing God to bless me to get unemployment, and it wasn't happening. So somehow I finally grew up and realized that I was about to go through a testing season. I was about to go through some growing pains, because I ended up looking for a job after I got denied of unemployment. So the time that I didn't have a job, from November to January, I want to say, and then I had some cleaning job in between. That's how I was able to still pay my car note and stuff, by the grace of God. So I ended up applying for the job that I work at now, and they had like a long waiting period. So I applied for that job, and I passed the test that you have to do, and I passed the interview, and I was like just in a waiting, like just waiting to hear back from them. So I ended up getting a job in home care, which was like, so like, what? So my sisters were working for this company with home care, so they were saying like you can set your own schedule and stuff like that, and I thought, okay, that's cool. So I ended up working that job, y'all. The first person who they assigned to me, she literally was like over 300 pounds, and she was bedbound, so I would have to change her diaper. The way I wanted to quit on site. The way I wanted to quit and never come back. Y'all, I'm struggling with that. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. Like, Lord, this is not for me. But I literally felt like I was wrestling with the Holy Spirit. Really, like, I literally wanted to do one thing. It was like a wrestling. Like, I don't want to do this. And it was like, you need to do this. You have to do this. Like, you need to be obedient. So I surrendered, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, and I was talking to people and like expressing how like nervous I was to like basically wipe someone's behind. I was just venting to family members about how nervous I was to an adult and see a naked butt and like wipe it, and like I just was distraught. So I was praying like, Lord, just please help me to do this. The way that I did not want to do it was so like, it was very crazy. And the time came to do it. I remember sitting in a Snooks parking lot because I went to go get some lunch before I went to her house. At this point, it had been probably a week or so. So I had been praying and like talking about it, and I felt a little more like comfortable with it. So the time came where I had to wipe this person's behind, and I did it. And the way after I did it, I was like, that wasn't that bad. You guys, after I did that, I honestly felt like I could take over the world. I was just so uncomfortable. But when I was wrestling with the Holy Spirit, I knew that this is just the beginning. This is about to be an uncomfortable season. Like, this is about to be a growing season. So as I continued to work that job, I pretty much set my own schedule, and it was actually pretty cool, and I actually liked it. I liked to help the elderly people, like taking them to get groceries and cook for them, clean their homes. Forward a little bit, the first client that I had, who, you know, I overcame that fear with, she ended up like dropping the company, but I left my number with them. So one day, because she was like one of my main clients, so I left my number with them, and like one day they like called me and asked me to come back to their house. I was like working like a contractor because I was like doing it outside of the company. Also, I told you guys that I had applied for the job that I work now. However, they had a long waiting process, and this is like after COVID now. Like, I started the process in 2019, but this was like after COVID. So I let those people know at one point that I was waiting to hear back from that company. They really liked me being there and helping out that, and they wanted me to do it full time for her, to just like have her as a client full time. But I wasn't able to do it because I knew that I would eventually be working for TSA. So I didn't. I wasn't able to take the job. I had to turn it down, which it would have been nice, but I knew that I couldn't like commit to something like that. So I told myself with this job that I was only going to work it for a year. So I started in January, and then I knew that I was going to stop working for them in January. I put my 2 weeks in. I literally got a call from TSA February, or maybe it was even the end of January. But like the timing was like immaculate. Mind you, I was waiting over a year for TSA to call me back. I remember doing a 10-day smoothie cleanse, which I kind of took it as a fast too. And the day after I finished the cleanse, TSA called me. And I was also living at home at the time, and I literally was on my bed like, I'm ready to move. And I got a call from TSA the same day, which was like, okay, you're going to be in a position to be able to move because you're going to have more money. So the timing was good. The timing was God's timing. So I got the call from TSA, and about 2 weeks later, I was able to start my training. In the next video, I will let you guys know how things went after I got through the training and started at the airport. Back at the airport, I'll let you guys know how it was to be back at the airport after being fired, after working there for 7 years, and seeing my old co-workers and seeing the person who fired me, and just, you know, just starting a new journey. So stay tuned for the next video.